Your sensuality creates wealth. Your sensuality does indeed create wealth. If you don't know who I am, my name is Debbie Maisha. I am the owner of Sensual Energy Alchemy, and I show Black women how to embody their sensual confidence, activate their erotic power so that they can have a greater impact on their communities, build more wealth, and have a larger global impact. And it's difficult to do that if you're not in your body. So how does sensuality create wealth? Well, I talked about this a little bit on the live stream yesterday and the day before that, and I'm going to keep talking about it because so many of us have been taught to close off from our sensuality, from our erotic power, and that cuts off some very vital life force energy. It creates a situation in which we have to hustle hard, grind, be team no sleep, where we think that we have to work twice as hard for half as much, I think is the saying, because we're not connected to our literal life force energy. And if we were, we could do a lot more in less time with less effort. We bought into the lie that white supremacy has taught us, that we have to constantly be working because that's what we've been given. But we're in a different time now. We no longer have to adhere to the ways that were passed down to us. We can create a different paradigm, a shift, a new way of being in which we are still overflowing with wealth and abundance, without having to put off our desires until later, without having to deal with sickness, without forcing ourselves to move forward even when we are exhausted. There's a new way where we can rest, really get good sleep, go on vacations, enjoy time with family and friends, and still amass the kind of wealth that we're desiring. And I know you're looking at me like that's crazy because I have to do these tasks. I have to do these things. And if I don't do these things, the wealth won't come. And I'm here to tell you that you can shift your wealth identity, shift how you see wealth and abundance, and have things come to you without having to do a whole lot of tasks. Sounds crazy, yes? But isn't it time for something crazy? With so many of us being laid off, with so many Black women turning to entrepreneurship and yet still not doing as well financially as our counterparts. Of course, there's racism and sexism and all the other isms, but there's also something energetically that we are not tapping into, that we were given as the blueprint, as the life force energy that fuels every other speck of DNA on this planet. And I'm telling you that your sensuality is that superpower. Your sensuality helps to create wealth, helps to expand the wealth you have without you having to grind your knuckles to the bone. You don't have to be team no sleep. You can be team takes naps. Team gets good amounts of rest. Team has spectacular orgasms. You can do all of that and still build the empire you desire. I want you to think about that. Just let it rattle around. The doors to sensual abundance will open soon. The link drops 12/10. I'll see you tomorrow.